Good evening. My name is Dr. Robert Perkins. I'm the acting president of the College of Certified Psychophysiologists. This video, this first in a series of videos, is in response to a story that ran in the media, College of Certified Psychophysiologists and myself. And this story was posted in a national news story with a picture of myself. The inaccurate facts in this article were complemented by statements from experts that painted a negative view of the college. It directly attacked the credibility, integrity of myself, and as a result became a catalyst of a hate campaign towards faculty, staff, students, myself, members of my family, and anyone directly associated with them. Those people involved received a barrage of harassing and threatening phone calls, emails, cyberbullying on various social media platforms, and this led to direct safety concerns for a few of our faculty members. As a result, the college website and the supporting social media platforms were taken down temporarily while we determined the appropriate action to take in response to this story. And the video that you're seeing right now is the first step in a series of responses to this story. My work over the past 20 years has been helping people. My work prior to that involved military, 14 years in law enforcement, and academia. In doing this, I've made many adversaries, both in academia, big pharma, mental and physical health associations, religious and spiritual associations, and many other nonprofits that I represented a threat to. Why did I represent a threat? Because I brought something to the table that jeopardized the business model of what they were doing. The College of Certified Psychophysiologists was labeled in this article as a diploma mill. A diploma mill is illegal. A diploma mill works like this. Diploma, degree, PhD, $2,000, click here. A person clicks, they pay, and their degree is sent to them. At the College of Certified Psychophysiologists, first of all, we're not open to admissions to the general public. The only way students can enroll in our institution is they have to be members of the North American Board of Certified Psychophysiologists. The membership application is over 35 pages long. And in this application, it's going to measure all types of things in regards to their identity, to their past work experience, and all of their academics. Their integrity, whether or not they've ever been removed from a previous organization or have a criminal offense. And after that 35-page application is complete, it is submitted for review. When it is reviewed, they are granted something called a license qualifying, which allows them to enter membership in this professional organization. And it also allows them to be able to be admitted to the College of Certified Psychophysiologists. The College of Certified Psychophysiologists is not a diploma mill. The College of Certified Psychophysiologists is a legal degree-granting institution within the state of California. To be a legal degree-granting institution in California, one of several requirements have to be met. Number one, you have to be approved by the Bureau of Private Post-Secondary Education, or you can apply for religious exemption, or you can apply for professional association exemption, or you can apply for online exemption. If you operate or purport to operate a degree-granting institution and you have not submitted to one of those four categories, you are subject to huge fines and are operating an institution within the state of California that is deemed to be unlawful. We are not. The governing body that administers this, the Bureau of Private Post-Secondary Education, is well aware of our institution. So to suggest that we are a diploma mill is just ludicrous. And what you have to understand is that the nature and motivation towards this story has nothing to do with education. It is politically motivated in its agenda. Now, the so-called expert that said, this is a scam, this is a mirage, it's not real. This is an expert in diploma mills. And he spent many years of his career shutting down diploma mills. Alan Etzel, who is 81 years old, retired from law enforcement in 1991, before the internet was actually invented. I don't question his extensive experience and knowledge when it comes to diploma mills, but his statements were inaccurate. And I can only suggest that they were based on very limited information about our school. And this isn't the first time our school has come under fire. A particular individual back in 2021 submitted false information to the Bureau of Private Post-Secondary Education, which resulted in them to take action to close the school. When we received that information, an appeal was launched, information was refuted, we were investigated, and we were found not to be in violation. Thus, the school was allowed to operate. So the Bureau of Private Post-Secondary Education is well aware of our existence. And if they were well aware of our existence and we were a diploma mill, they would have to shut us down because it would be illegal. Diploma mills, as I said, it's click and buy, easy, get it in the mail. Let me tell you what happens to someone that enters into our degree program. After they've been vetted as being a potential applicant, they will take extensive coursework in the field of psychophysiology, in the field of human behavioral biology, not taught by us. It's a collected work of established, well-known experts from around the world to public access lectures and videos to which they are tested and quizzed to make sure that they retain the knowledge. They also study extensive programs in the body's anatomy and physiology. And when they complete all of this coursework, if they're in a master's or in a PhD program, which is also in the subject of this article, they are required to complete an extensive thesis or dissertation. This thesis or dissertation is done with the work of an advisor, and the advisors are not employees of the college. This is a separate contractual relationship to people that we have identified that will provide that service for our students. Our advisors are graduates of degree level programs of a doctorate level from accredited schools and universities from across Canada and the United States. When the thesis and dissertation is complete, it's submitted to the thesis or dissertation committee where it is reviewed, and then the students must defend it in front of a committee. After they've defended it, the students are excused, and the committee has a conversation where they vote yes or no that the proper work has been done in order to grant the degree. After that process, a virtual graduation ceremony is held, and at that time and at that time only, our students awarded their degree from our institution. Programs that are not degree related, but are certificates, work in a similar fashion. There's a number of coursework that needs to be done. Some of the classes are similar in nature to the ones that are taken by our degrees, others are not. Some of them are live Zoom classes. Some of them are trauma intervention classes. But the theme of everything that we teach at our school has nothing to do with therapy. It has to do with science. It has to do with knowledge. And its direct relationship to post-traumatic stress disorder is in the prevention of post-traumatic stress disorder, primarily for those in certificate programs who are serving in a peer support role. That means these people are not mental health professionals. We're giving them an added skill set, added tools to put on their tool belt to be able to help their fellow men and women and prevent post-traumatic stress disorder or other operational stress injuries from happening. Our school does not teach therapy modalities. It is complementary skill sets to most people in a degree level that already have certification in mental health. And in respect to credibility, many allegations were made in this video about my education, my experiences, my credentials, and even specific past jobs that I may or may not have actually had. And one of those was working for the Ministry of the Attorney General. And so in this article, it says they contacted the Ministry of the Attorney General, and a spokesperson for the Ontario Ministry of the Attorney General said that they had never heard of me. Let me tell you something. I provided the Ministry of the Attorney General detailed information regarding my employment with them. From the name of the person who hired me, to the name of the person who was my supervisor, to other people on the court reform task force itself. I had told them that my work was so recognized. A local newspaper did an article on me with my picture in it, interviewing me specifically about the work I was doing with the court reform task force. And underneath my picture, it says, Robert Perkins, Court Reform Task Force. And what's even funnier is that in my work with the ministry, it sent me to Ottawa. And while in Ottawa, I had occasion to meet the Prime Minister of Canada, who at the time was Brian Mulroney. And at that time, the official photographer for the Prime Minister of Canada took a photo of myself and other Ministry of Attorney General staff doing a meet and greet and shaking hands. That newspaper clipping is in a box in storage that was put there. It was from 30 years ago. Likewise, with the picture of the Prime Minister, but they are archived, and I will have those to show you in a future video in the future. I am waiting for the Ministry of the Attorney General to provide me an explanation, verify my employment with the additional information that I gave them, and give an explanation of why they did not confirm my employment with them. In respect to my military service, it was suggested that that was false and that I had the word classified written on it, and it was scoffed at, and they thought it was a big joke. Well, in my military service, I was involved in an incident that was classified, although the Canadian military, I believe, uses the word restricted or protected. This particular incident resulted in a very serious injury to myself, which left me at a very early age crippled, disfigured, and permanently disabled. I am in receipt of a military pension for disability from that injury. But the ironic thing is that my commanding officer at that particular time of my particular unit ended up being sworn in as the youngest provincial court judge in Ontario. And years later, when I worked for the Ministry of the Attorney General, I worked in the exact same location, saw every day this individual who was now a provincial court judge and is also now a retired brigadier general. All of these details and documentation I will bring to light to restore the credibility of myself. People love me, people hate me, I don't care. But there were a lot of people whose lives were hurt, that were affected physically, mentally, financially by this article, which is not fair. So as I seek to get the proper documentation from storage boxes of events that happened 30 years ago, you will see exactly where the truth lies. Thank you.